Whoopi Goldberg was missing from The View for 2 weeks. She was in Europe checking off an item from her bucket list. The Oscar-winning actress filmed a guest spot on a popular Italian soap opera. But now that she's back, a health issue of hers came up on the show. Keep reading to find out why a fight broke out about her poor health. Whoopi Goldberg slams President Trump for her health issues. At 70 years old, Whoopi Goldberg is finally feeling the effects of aging. After her return to New York City from her trip to Italy, she raged against President Trump for her health issues. Upon her return to The View, she resumed her attacks on the current administration. On the December 2nd episode of The View, Joy Behar called Trump's cabinet picks the most unqualified administration in history. Whoopi Goldberg chimed in with a criticism of Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who serves as Secretary of the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services. The View moderator slammed the cost of prescription medicine. So, RFK, you really want to do something for the people? You really want to get people understanding what could be done with the power of the government. Make sure we're not overpaying insanely for our drugs. Why are we paying the way we are? Fix that, she said. Whoopi Goldberg revealed that she paid €20 for eye drops that cost her $1,000 in the United States. I would like to go to Europe, not having to worry about not having my medication, she added. Fight over The View host's poor health breaks out. Whoopi Goldberg has worn glasses for decades. She stopped wearing them for a while, but one viewer noticed that she's back to wearing her glasses and wondered what happened. The fan asked on social media. She gradually started wearing them again, and now wears them full-time and seemingly has severe issues, requiring special eye drops. Was that because of a surgery? Did her eyes get worse than before? However, they preface the question by saying they don't really like Whoopi Goldberg on The View. A fight broke out in the comments, with several people wondering why the Opie cared about her eyes if they didn't like the host in the first place. Since you obviously don't care for her, why do you even care about her eyes? Sheesh. If Whoopi, or anyone, has a medical condition, it's really not your business, let alone the public viewers. It's none of our business why she is wearing glasses. I don't understand at all why you care. They're her eyes. Well, she is getting up there in age. She's 70 and going to have some deterioration. What's wrong with her eyes? Whoopi Goldberg ditched her glasses in 2023 after having eye correction surgery. She revealed that she had surgery for presbyopia, an aging-related loss of the eye's ability to focus on close-up objects. It can cause blurry vision and eye strain. I had an operation and they replaced the lens, and the lens they replaced it with is kind of like my eyeglass lens, she told People magazine at the time. Whoopi Goldberg hasn't said why she's wearing glasses again, but she might have eye problems if she needs eye drops regularly. Do you think fans of The View deserve an answer, or is it none of anyone's business? For the first time in nearly a decade, Whoopi Goldberg stepped off a plane in complete anonymity. No assistants, no producers, no camera crews, just a 70-year-old woman dragging a much too heavy suitcase across the polished floor of Rome Fiumicino Airport. She inhaled slowly, savoring the foreign air. Europe always smelled different. Cleaner. Older. Like stone and wine and history. This wasn't a vacation, at least not in the traditional sense. It was a mission, an item that had sat quietly on her bucket list for years. She wanted to appear in an Italian soap opera. Call it strange, call it whimsical, call it eccentric, that was fine. She liked things that surprised people. Besides, she'd spent most of her life surprising people. For 2 weeks, she worked on set with an Italian cast that embraced her with the kind of warmth only found in Mediterranean families. She laughed harder than she had in months. She slept better, too. The script was wild, dramatic, and absolutely delightful. She played an American nun with a mysterious past who arrives in a small coastal town to uncover a long-buried secret. "It is perfect for you," the director told her with his thick accent, kissing both her cheeks. "You are icon. You bring magic." But even as that magic flowed, something else tugged at her, an ache behind her eyes. A dryness. A fogginess that made reading her lines feel like swimming through murky water. She ignored it. She'd deal with it later. She always did. Around day 5, she wandered into a small pharmacia on a quiet street. The pharmacist, a cheerful woman with silver hair and bright red glasses, greeted her with a warmth that felt like a hug. "Signora, what brings you?" Whoopi tapped beneath her eyes. "Dryness. Burning. Feels like sand." The woman nodded knowingly. "Ah, age. We all pay the price eventually." She handed her a bottle of prescription-grade drops. "How much?" Whoopi asked, bracing herself. €20. 20. Not 200. Not 1,000. 20. She paid, stunned, and walked out shaking her head. She used them that night, and for the first time in weeks, her eyes felt like they belonged to her again. By the end of the second week, she could see sharply enough to notice how different she felt. Rested, grounded, human. But New York and the view waited. The first day back, the audience roared. Her co-hosts hugged her like her absence had lasted months instead of 14 days. The lights were bright. Too bright, but she smiled through it. "Welcome home, Whoopi." Sunny beamed. "Yeah, I'm back," Whoopi said, sliding into her moderator seat. "I missed y'all. Even Joy." Joy smirked. "Well, you missed a lot. America continued falling apart while you were gone." The audience laughed. Whoopi didn't. She wasn't in the mood to pretend things were fine. They weren't. And the moment Joy started criticizing the administration, Whoopi's fuse lit. "These people don't know what they're doing," Joy snapped, waving her hands. "This has to be the most unqualified administration in history." Whoopi leaned in. Her tone sharpened. "You know who I want to talk about?" she said. "Mr. Robert F. Kennedy Jr., the man running our Department of Health and Human Services. The same department allowing drug prices in this country to be through the roof." The studio quieted. She didn't stop. "You want to do something real? Something helpful?" she said into the camera. "Fix the cost of prescription medicine. Because I went to Italy and bought eye drops for €20 that cost me $1,000 in the United States." The audience gasped. "And I would love to travel without worrying I won't be able to afford my own medication. You know who I blame? I blame the policies of this administration. I blame Trump for rolling back regulations that protected drug pricing in the first place. I blame every lawmaker who pretends it's not their problem." It was fiery, even for her. The producers loved it. The internet exploded. But the moment she walked off stage, one of the producers, a friend for decades, touched her elbow gently. "Whoopi, are you okay?" She hesitated. "Tired. My eyes are killing me." "You're wearing your glasses again. Thought the surgery fixed everything." She sighed. "I thought so too." 2 hours later, a fan on social media asked a question. Why is Whoopi wearing glasses again? Was the surgery a failure? Does she have health problems? They added, in typical internet fashion, that they didn't even like her. And that was enough to start a wildfire. Comments poured in. "Then why do you care? It's none of your business. She's 70. Leave her alone." She doesn't owe anyone an explanation. One user wrote bluntly, "If someone has a medical condition, it's not for public consumption." But the debate only grew louder, more personal. That night, Whoopi sat at home in her dimly lit living room, glasses perched on her nose, her eyes aching with a dull, persistent pressure. The comments didn't bother her, not really. She'd been in this business too long. What bothered her was the question itself. Because the truth was, she didn't know what was happening. Her lens replacement surgery a year earlier was supposed to fix everything. According to the doctor, she'd walk out with clear vision, no more glasses. She did, for a while. Then things changed. Her eyes grew dry, then sensitive, then painful. The drops from Italy helped, but only briefly. She pushed her glasses up her nose and exhaled. Maybe she was just getting old. Maybe this was normal. Or maybe, and this part frightened her, something had gone wrong. 2 days later, she found herself sitting in her ophthalmologist's office, her leg bouncing impatiently. The doctor flipped through her chart, frowned, and leaned closer. "When did the symptoms return?" he asked. "A few months ago." "And the dryness? The blurriness? Pain?" "On and off." He examined her eyes carefully, his expression tightening in concern. "Whoopi, the implant looks fine," he said. "But your corneas are inflamed. Severely." She stared at him. "And what does that mean?" "It means you need treatment. Real treatment. Stronger than anything you can get over the counter. You might have a chronic condition triggered by the surgery or simply exacerbated by age."